evening to those of you on Facebook Live right now. I'm going to be using this as my Cannabis cast number 6. I'm just going to be doing some news. I just have to begin this cast with cheers to those of you smoking out there too right now. Been really feeling down today. It's just sad to see. It's sad to know the realities of things sometimes, you know? Went out. This segment of the Cannabis Cast News is going to be focused primarily on 1, 2, like 3 companies, organizations that are one. I have pages and pages of documentation from a court case that started at the end of 2018. I'm going to be paraphrasing most of this. I will post these documents down below after I publish the video. Basically, in a nutshell, the company Acreage Holdings does not own any interest in New York companies in licenses. They basically tried to screw over some litigation attorneys, so these litigation attorneys have been able to fight back instead of get buried like regular people will. So these big companies and organizations come in, they want to partner with you, blah, blah, blah. Allegedly, I'll use proper terminology, right? Allegedly, the people that were running Acreage Holdings and the other entity, the actual entity that got licensed, so there was this organization and an entity called NYC Canna. And they basically did a deal, people that were part of NYC Canna, which were some litigation attorneys, and Acreage Holdings was supposed to do something together, whatever that was, or some entities within. And basically what the claim is saying is that they went and changed the entity. So instead of NYC Canna, they changed it to like NYC Canna Holdings or something like that. And they actually have quite a few entities. A lot of the big companies have been doing this to people for a long time. So they're actually lying because they go to the health department as they're issuing the license, and they basically conduct shady shit and give them the other entity that they just filed's proper name to put on the license. So they're going in and lying to the Department of Health, to federal, state officials, instead of the license being printed and distributed to NYC Canna per this, it was distributed to like a NYC Canna blah or something like that. And therefore the owners of that LLC could therefore be licensed, and the other then NYC Canna is not the actual license holder going forward. You guys with me? So again, I will be posting all of this down below. I have not seen this published by any cannabis media at all whatsoever since the end of 2008. Every public announcement that Acreage Holdings puts out at the very, very bottom, it says they do not actually own anything because of this lawsuit, because the people that are involved in this suit went ahead and put in an injunction, which they got, saying that that has to be written on the bottom of every press release. Now, about a year ago, let me light this. So now there was a huge media blitz about, or announcement about Canopy Growth purchasing Acreage Holdings companies that they're licensed in New York State. Now, they're not licensed in New York State per this lawsuit because of what this lawsuit alleges they did to the people, to the litigation attorneys that they were supposed to partner with in the beginning for the licensing, as I mentioned. So now, I'm smoking a proper joint, old school style for this. Cheers, guys. So now, Canopy Growth put out all that information a year ago, saying that they had purchased interest or was going to purchase interest, or where that money went, I don't know. Maybe that's why they let their CEO go. Now you had a CEO, Mr. Linton, out there that was the head of Canopy Growth that made that decision. Obviously didn't vet this, which has been public since, for like 2 years now. So now all of the media that's out there and all of the shareholder information out there talking about Canopy Growth and their businesses in New York with Acreage Holdings and Acreage's business in New York, that's all a lie. That never happened. They published this shit over 1.5 years ago. So what the hell's going on here? Everybody now, this is the year of accountability. The virus put everything on pause, but no, play, boop, I'm pressing play. I want to know what the fuck's going on. Because right now, everything that I have advocated for and spent, I'm probably going to get emotional on this one, guys. I have sat here and watched this shit unfold for 10 years. 10 years. And now it's even public, it's public, it's out there, it's information that is what the people need. This is the information that people need when they're taking their hard-earned money that they barely even have right now, let alone a job, and you're just out there publishing whatever you're paid for. If it's a paid-for advertisement, make it such. Stop putting out news based upon either what you were paid to talk about or you just didn't know better. So, this entity refiling is, I guess, what it would be called. This entity refiling has been popular. I've heard snippets about it here and there. I've heard about that swindle, because that ain't no hustle. That's a swindle. Those people are swindlers. They're thieves. They're frauds. They're no hustler. They'll never be a hustler. They wish they were a hustler. So they're changing up entities on people, walking in and lying to the departments, lying to the regulators. I worked with regulators. I worked with regulators probably more than I worked with private companies. They didn't want this to happen. This was never, this is not supposed to be, and this is why everything needs to just be legalized and decriminalized, and let us all conduct business. Let us create you a $1 trillion industry. It's already started. There's all kinds of there's all kind of tentacles. It's forever moving. So just open it up. The more you keep it so private, the more bad, fraudulent, white collar crime that is going on. It is prohibition. It is the wild, wild west, and everything that both those words and phrases define. And this is the epitome of it. This right here. You go in, and then you have patience. I know. Patience, we need to have a talk, guys and girls. Like, for real. Ladies, gentlemen, patience. You advocates out there, these companies, they're not, every time you talk about them on social media, every time you put them out there, you're selling for them. They should be paying you for that. That's a job. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time on the internet, on social media, on this. You know, one thing I've learned through this virus, and the one thing I've learned throughout everything with, I started doing content creation in 2016 before people were using the phrase content creation. I was a little head of the game there too, Some of us just see the future a little better than others. And what I can say about that is, Gary Vee's got, his point of view and everything and all that, and there's, ways to generate revenue by using your content. But as far as spending your work days and the days where you need to or want to generate revenue on this shit, I'm telling you guys this now because I know a lot of you have just started it, and I'm sure you're already experts by now, but I'm telling you from experience, I look cute, but there's a lot the world don't know about me. So it's not all it's cracked up to be. If you need work, man, just watch your time, use your time value. Your time is very valuable. That time is the most valuable thing we have. And if somebody wants to use up any of it, whether it's making a video or messaging somebody or doing all of that, man, why do you think OnlyFans is so popular? It's because every entertainer said, hey, I'm doing all of this and I've got 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, blah, 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 and I'm broke. Yeah, exactly. I don't even, the whole thing was created for a reason. So there you go. All right, I'm starting to ramble now, and let me just say that dealing with people in the sex workers industry, and I feel for y'all, and this is bullshit with the government and all this, is way more honorable and way more respectable than this cannabis industry bullshit. I'll tell you that right now. It's about patience, but it's about the advocacy. Call your guy, man, your girl, whatever, just do you. Don't get too wrapped up in corporate cannabis, because it's just apparently a bunch of men making promises and passing around LLCs and lying. So I hope you guys have a good evening. Bye.